I finished #1 in the entire world for the first time ever in my Clash Royale career. As you guys can see here, in the Royal tournament, in the background, I got #1 in the world in front of Mohamed Light, and also too is one of the best players in the entire world. If you guys like this type of achievement and this type of content, make sure to subscribe and also make sure to use creator code mod in the shop. I would really appreciate and give a fat thumbs up on the video for the effort to finish #1 in the entire world. So guys, we will take a look at some games, and I was actually able to beat Mohamed Light back to back. That was absolutely mind-blowing, and yeah, I'm just so proud of myself. So I'm gonna go over the games. Like, I was always switching decks. For sure it makes sense to switch up decks, and also will play Lava Hound. And yesterday's one, Lava Hound didn't really work out for me that much, or like that great, but we will make it work today. So we're playing against Giant Graveyard. This guy's Jorge Luis. I think most of you guys know Jorge Luis. He's one of the best Graveyard players in the entire world. He's most likely the best Giant Graveyard player. He is a #1 in the world finish. He's so good. So I was using this deck since I felt like it's a really solid deck, and also the good thing about this deck is there were like some Royal Giant players, so if you face a ton of Royal Giant, just sub out the skeletons, put in the guards. I feel like they're way more, like they're way better, especially against Royal Ghost, and also just against the Royal Giant, right? Eastwood doesn't really do too well against them, besides you combinate with the log. So if you face RG with this deck, you should have an absolutely massive matchup advantage. So for sure the Mighty Miner is key in this matchup, that's what we know, so we want to get a ton of load of that, but he's just so good. We need to always say he needs to go in for the Darkness in the back right now. But the thing is, if I have my Mighty Miner not encircling against the Giant, it's pretty hard for me to defend that, right? So he kind of baits out my Giant, or like my Mighty Miner with the Dark Prince, and then tries to go in Giant Minions at exam. Giant Minions can be pretty tough to defend without Mighty Miner, since the bomb is really the best against it. Yeah. So I'm going now for my Dart Golem in the back. He most likely drops his arrows. This is a really well placed arrows timing on his end. I mean, it's also not too difficult to do, but I'm just so happy, guys. I'm so happy that my work finally paid off after like a ton of two finishes, #3 finishes, top 5 finishes. I also finished with another account, top 7, I guess. So I'm just pretty happy that I was able to get a top 1 finish here. And it's also not like a Mickey Mouse top 1 finish. I faced the best players in the entire world. So I was going in there, which was a really smart play right now. Using my Dart Golem low, using my guards high, now using my Mighty Miner picture perfect defense, like trying to split up all the stuff, going in for a really good lock, good Ice Bird, killing like some skeletons, but still he gets some decent damage, so I was a bit worried here. So what he does right now, I guess, is just going to slow roll here with the Dark Prince in the back. I'm going to immediately using my ability, and it was a really smart ability, right? First of all, this was like this was like 3 really good things. Once the Skami got killed, also the Dark Prince, the Dark Prince gets blocked at the bridge, doesn't tank for the Graveyard, and also my Mighty Miner was able to tank for the Graveyard. He didn't have arrows, so we got a ton of damage. So this was just absolutely great. I'm going now for my lock here. I guess right now what we're gonna do is using in my my Dark Golem, I guess, in the back. Oh, I'm just gonna cycle a cannon. I think I'm gonna go cycle a cannon since I don't really want to use my Dark Golem. And right now I'm just gonna go pressure once again. He uses Giant on defense, but I still, even with the Giant, 1 Goblin Barrel connects. This is fine. Using now my Mighty Miner a bit higher, and just kind of want to kill the Giant as soon as I can. Using my guards pretty high here. He's using arrows. The arrows were really bad, so I don't even need to defend the queen anymore. And right now I'm just going to go for the Ice Bird here. Using now this, using also my log here. And I guess right now I'm using my ability. This is a really good ability. Look at the ability, cleaning up all of the stuff and still applying pressure. As you guys can see, he still needs to use this. And I'm immediately just going to use that. He still needs to play something. He uses the Dark Prince, but look at the Dark Golem just immediately shredding the full Archer Queen. Right now, we're just about going in now for my cannon here, going in for my log, going for my Dark Golem, playing my Ice Bird here. And I guess the next play for me is going to be playing my barrel. And yeah, so it's just about like kind of controlling the game. Just always get damage. And you could think like, how should I get damage against Snowball, Skeleton Army, and this is always the question which I'm asking, but I got a ton of damage. So if you guys don't know how to get damage, just rewatch this beautiful Mighty Miner predicting the Archer Queen. So he's like forcing out an ability early on. Also 1 Goblin connects. So I could go in for the 2 rockets, but why should I do that? Why should I go in for 2 rockets? So I'm just going to go using my guards here in the back. Right now I'm using my really good Dark Golem, killing that. Using my ability, using my lock here. Yeah, I'm using my ability last time, so we don't get any damage here, but we're using another sort of guards going in now for my Iceberg High. He's using his ability, not the best ability, but I can easily use my lock here. Using another guards here, he's, I guess, using now his stuff here, so it was really well played. And we're kind of worried here, so I cannot really use my lock. If I would have used the lock in this situation, I would have got like completely out damage, so we had to wait for the Mighty Miner. Fortunate for us, our Dark Golem did a pretty good job. We're gonna throw the rocket, and this is an absolutely massive win. And with this game, we are 73-3. Next game, we are facing the best player right now in the entire world. We're facing Lightbulb, aka Mohamed Light. I decided to play Lava on deck. Yesterday I lost this matchup, so we're coming back to this. Always thinking about getting better in the game. This is important. So he's gonna start the Fire Spirit. We're going for the Mega Man. What was our mistake in the last time we played this matchup? I was too aggressive with my Lava on. So you need to keep in mind, we did a mistake. We want to work our mistake, and don't do the same. Don't do like the same mistake again. So I'm using really good Skelly Dragons here to try to kill it ASAP, and I think it also worked out. So we want to learn our mistakes, and this was a really great flying machine, killing that, now going in for my Airwolf. So how you want to play the matchup, I figured it out. I'm not the best Lava player in the world, but the experience I take against one of the best Logware players right now in the entire world, Mo is so good with this type of deck, is that you want to play more passive. Mega Meaning gets a ton of value. It's pretty annoying for him to defend. He cannot really support screen. We're going now for our guards in a perfect placement, right? With this guards placement, you want to make sure to kill the right goblin, also the goblin in the back, and the left goblin gets targeted by a tower. As you guys can see, we actually even have the damage advantage without playing really anything. So this is now an important play. He's being really aggressive, and important is right now to let the Fire Spirit go. Now we can go in for the Tombstone, since otherwise the Tombstone would have killed that, right? The Tombstone would have died from the Fire Spirit plus a log. So that was really important that we did that. Look at this right now. Look at this right now. The skeletons actually get so much damage. And I'm happy about that. We have a good damage advantage even without playing our Lava mode now. So I guess he's using his barrel. So what I'm going to do, I think this is a smart play for myself. Going in now for that and just accept some damage. And I guess in this situation we're doing a mistake, right? I should have gone for like a flying machine, I guess. Or Mega Man. What I'm going to do? I guess I'm going to go for Mega Man. The Mega Man was really good. The Prince from him was really bad. So, going for the good Mega Man, but I guess I missed my guards here. So, maybe I also should have played it. I should have played it very different. So, that wasn't really well played. And I was like, okay, I was like playing it. I have the perfect game plan, but I'm messing up. So, I was a bit annoyed for myself. So, I'm using now my flying machine behind that. He's going to immediately take a rocket. So, for sure, what I need to do right now is using that. And I guess the Skadies are fortunate for us getting the right amount of damage, and also the miner's killing that. The miner also chips away, and I know at 1-1 I win this matchup. So this is like the only real thing I need to worry about. I need to get the final damage. Tombstone in the back is an underrated play. At 1-1 he can't do anything against Tombstone in the back. So I know he's gonna predictive lock. So using my guards here. Now I'm using my Mega Minion here, and I know what is he supposed to do, right? He cannot use the ability, wouldn't be worth it. Lao is chipping away on the left side, so I don't need to worry about that. So he's doing a pretty good job. He's controlling the game. We know Mo, he's so good. I only did one really mistake, but this kind of cost us away the situation. We were in like such a good situation. So I guess I'm just gonna go for another Lava, and also not the best Lava of all time, but I knew that the Lava and the Lava Pups would chip away. I really need to be careful with my arrows. But I guess I'm just gonna go for my guards here. Really good guards, since I want to kind of save my arrows. So I think I'm gonna go for that first, and now I'm gonna go for my miner here. Maybe I should have arrows that instead, but it's fine. The miner will kill that. We had a good damage advantage, but I know he has rockets, so if like the tower goes down on a really low HP amount, he will be able to take it before I'm gonna take it. So I'm gonna use my Lava Wand here in front of that, using now I guess my arrow, and I'm using my guards once again. Right now I think, can I go for my Skellies on the king? Yeah, that's a really good Skelly king. Skelly Drags on top of the princess here. And right now I'm just gonna play a miner here. Miner will chip away, he can't really do much against it. The one Skelly D tanks the king tower, we are winning this one against Mohamed Light. 38-3. So guys, here in the next game we're playing against Flashlight. This is another account front row, so we're playing him back to back, and I would say the last matchup for sure was a really good one for me. But with this deck, or like with this matchup, I would say this is not a good matchup. He has a ton of cards like to pressure us. And also what I need to say is the Dark Prince is so annoying against like our Jewel. He has the Golden plus Tornado, he has the Magic Archer, so he has a ton of good answers against him. And I'm pretty sure he decided to pick this deck to kind of counter my deck. So not a matchup you want to see. Also, he's using his Dark Prince. And we are like, I was like, okay, that's a horrible matchup, but I'm still trying my best, right? I still know I can beat him. I'm like, even he's better than me, most likely. It's not like that he's sometimes not doing mistakes, and maybe I got like a good lucky connection, or maybe I'm just playing out of my mind, and this is important, this is what we did. So using my Wall Breaker here to split, we're gonna get a +1 to Elixir trade, and this is what we are, why we have the Wall Breaker in the deck. You could also swap in as, put in the Fire Spirit, but I actually really like the Wall Breakers. Here also, since I was like thinking about facing Tourist, who's a really good P.E.K.K.A player, or like a P.E.K.K.A 1-trick, I felt like Wall Breakers are way more helpful against him to kite against the P.E.K.K.A and all the Bridgeman cards rather than having a Fire Spit, which doesn't really get value. So, using now my Spear Goblins high, and he's just gonna play his duel on tower, and I'm just gonna wait here, and I get a really good play here with my Mighty Miner. I still need to log, but right now I need to say the situation isn't really too good. So this was they were really good Wall Breaker. They were really good Wall Breaker, really at least forcing something out. And I guess the Mighty Miner not goes in his tower range. Okay, it still does. I can't go for Bad Size since I knew he would most likely E with that. So the best play I could do right now is just gonna go for Cannon. Using now my Spear Golems here to the side. This is fine. He's using that now. So that was not the best play on his end, I guess. How I felt like in the situation. So I'm using my Wall Breaker here just to pressure him, and now he's doing the first mistake. He is missing up the King to activate. There's a too big amount of connections, and right now I'm gonna go in here, using now my ability also, and being aggressive. This is what we want to do. Also, I'm going for a lock here. Really good lock, and we get a double connection. This is what we want to do. And when we have him cycle, when he's doing mistake, he did one mistake. He did one mistake with the Wall Breaker, and we just not get damage at the moment. We also got him in the cycle. He was uncomfortable in this deck. If you have like a bad cycle, you're feeling uncomfortable, this is not the deck you want to play, right? You can apply so much pressure. So even as like one of the most experienced player right now, who's winning so many tournaments, is still putting in so much pressure that we're able to get a big damage advantage here. Using now this, I'm also going for Fireball, I guess. Yeah. Also, Spear Golem survived. This is why I decided to Fireball this. Look at the Spear Golem chipping away. He's being really aggressive. I knew he most likely goes in Magic Archer, so we're having perfect defense. Also going for a log here, and look at this. The one Spear Golem gets on tower, and I know I just need another log plus duel here. So I need to go Spear Golem size, since otherwise the how's it called? The good old guy would have connected. So I'm using my Wall Breaker here on defense. I have Fireball log now. Fireball log comes down. We're beating Flashlight, aka Mohamed Light, for the 39 and 3. So guys, in this game we are facing Tourist Royale once again, using this type of lava on deck. And I need to tell you guys, this matchup is really good as long as you get an okay start. So he's going for really early P.E.K.K.A. The problem was I didn't have a lava in cycle. I didn't have the best answers in cycle right now, so I need to go for my Tombstone low. And this situation I wasn't really sure what to do, so I went with a Flying Machine. I didn't have Megamine, I guess. Or like I did have Megamine, I'm not 1% sure. But so I had to give him poison value, so I wasn't really happy about that. But right now you're seeing a really good defense. So using my guards here to kite, using my Skadings here, and also using my Megamine. So that was a good defense. Maybe I should have played my Skadies a bit lower, since right now it's just gonna fly back. So what he's gonna do is using a Bandit. I could have used a Miner, but I'm just deciding to take the damage. And I think this is one of the key decisions I needed to do here, since I was like a bit, yeah, I wasn't like down Elixir, since we're now like 3 up, so I could have afforded that. But I just felt like this was a really good thing. So I should have, like, if I would have been Tombstone and then Lava, I would have been, or like, I would have had a bigger Elixir advantage, but it's still fine, right? He is just at 6. He's just at 6. He has no bridge from answer and cycle, since he just uses Bandit to kite. He uses Ghost in his pack approach. So using a Lava and when all of his cards out of cycle, this is great. So I'm using my Flying Machine here now instead of the arrows. Why? Simple reason, our Flying Machine still creates offensive pressure. So what he needs to do right now is using a poison, and he also needs to use an Electrowizard. So we're forcing out a ton of Elixir. We're really forcing out a ton. And what I'm going to do right now, I knew that he doesn't have anything against like this in cycle. Look at this. We get so much value of that. And that was an absolutely smart play. So I'm happy about that. That I like kind of knew that. Cycle knowing. Like knowing the opponent's cycle and Elixir is so important. Mostly knowing the opponent's cycle of Lava Hound. So using now my arrows, using now my arrows, guards are just so solid. And Yeah, so we're looking fine. I don't think I'm gonna miner here, since I just also think the miner in this matchup is a really good resource on defense. Since against bridge spam, we have the guards, we have the tombstone. We also need something else. Sometimes it gets struggling. So I guess right now we're using a really good miner here, just on defense, like cycling my tombstone here, also going for escape rings here. I know he can poison it, right? He gets poison value, but doesn't really matter. Right now, just for me guards high in, we also get a decent counter, but he still needs to defend it, right? He still needs to defend this push, which is not easy to do. So he's using a ghost here. The ghost almost dies. I'm using a Mega Man in case that he goes in for an Ewis, which he needs to go high here. And right now, I know he just has like minions and cycles, so I'm using my arrows here. Look at the miner chipping away, and I know this game is over. With this game, I went 40 and 3 in the Royal Tournament, got my first #1 finish in the world. Make sure to support this video, give a fat thumbs up if you guys enjoy this type of content. It's a long road. You guys stick together for me. Like, I think I started this channel almost 2 years ago, like 3 years ago now, and you guys were always supporting me. And today is the day I got my first #1 finish. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe, and I would say I'm out. Thanks for watching, and I love you guys.